Hello there, everyone. It is me, Sarah, and today I have a brand new stream for you all. Just gonna be a nice chill stream with a Q&A. And sorry for the wait there, y'all. I know I was taking a little bit, but didn't want to keep y'all waiting. So for this stream, I want to get right into it. So basically, this is going to be an out of character stream where you can ask questions, any kind of questions about my gender bent, which you actually see here in my profile picture. Now, the gender bent of Sarah the Hedgehog is actually one that has only appeared at least twice, once by voice, once by appearance, and he never showed up again. So I want to tell you guys a little bit of an update, kind of tell you where he's been, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, I was thinking actually right before the stream, you can ask any questions you like about Saxton. But also, if you want, you can ask questions about Havoc. Now, Havoc is his anti, which is Mayhem's gender bent. So you can feel free to ask about him too. But for right now, we're gonna focus on Saxton. So you can hold off the questions for Havoc at a later date. Now, I'm not sure how long the stream will be because I do have a recording to do in a little bit with Dragon and the others. But for right now, yeah, let's just carry on with the Q&A. And I may or may not have a guest. It all depends. So anyways, so as I wait for some questions, let me explain a little bit of something about Saxton, because I'm sure maybe a good majority of you might not be aware of who he is. So a while ago, I did a video, trying to remember exactly which one. I I know at the end it had Sarah walking away. She was on the phone. Well, the phone rang, and here it was her gender bent. He had come to, her world, her zone, because he's running away from Nazra, which kind of ties in with the other character I play. And he was basically asking for help to kind of, escape her, because kind of like Nazo trying to get his hands on Sarah's gem, she's trying to get her hands on his gem. Um, so that's a little bit of an explanation there. The next video he had showed up in was a Scribble.io video that featured like Silver, Sonic, Saxton, and Sarah. I don't remember if there was anyone else. I don't think so. Um, so what happened to him was I had to get basically I couldn't have the same VA anymore, so I had to find a new one. Um, I did find a new one. We haven't yet got to discuss and plan things out and do anything yet with him. We do. I do plan to bring back Saxton in different kind of videos, even VR chat. I just have to get the model, or even at least find a placement one for now. It's kind of hard finding a brown hedgehog avatar, so it's quite tricky. But for right now, still waiting on the model. And actually, I found possibly another VA for Saxton, which might be our guest today if he wants to show up. So I do see some questions here, so I can start answering those. And I can even tell you guys a little bit about what I plan to have happen with Saxton in a bit. So, yeah, it'll be something to look forward to. All right, let me see. Do I have any future role-playing ideas? Like, if you mean with Saxton, I do plan to bring him back a lot more, like a lot more. For example, anytime there's like a birthday stream in character-wise with my character, he'll be there because, well, he shares the same birthday. And also maybe the two, like him and Sarah can do some detective stuff together, or maybe go out and have coffee because they both love coffee. Just like a lot of hangout kind of things. They would have a bit of a bro sis kind of dynamic in a way. Um, and yeah, so I would love to have Saxon show up a little bit more, get to have him interact with Nazra, because that was one of the major plot points I had with Nazra and Saxton, because she's actually hunting him down for his gem. She's in search of Sarah and Saxton for their gems, and also Sonica and uh, Shadina, because well, they defeated her last time. So yeah, so yeah, I do have a quite a bit of ideas. I just need the proper things to be able to do those ideas. So, ooh, what is Saxton's favorite food? Now that's a hard one because since he's basically like me, he loves a lot of different foods. Um, I can tell you this, he has a big sweet tooth. Um, anything with like peanut butter, like anything with peanut butter, I love peanut butter, whether it's sweets or just normal stuff, like, peanut butter sandwiches or something. Um, but one of the things he loves a lot would have to be Italian food, like pasta and stuff like that. And um, ooh, I would have to say one of his biggest favorites would be pizza. Like he's a variety kind of guy. He loves a lot of different kinds of things. He can't really pick a favorite, but he has quite a bit of favorites. So like pizza, pasta. He loves trying to remember what some of the other stuff is. He loves soup. He loves a lot of different kinds of soups. There's like a lot of stuff he loves, honestly. He loves tacos, you name it really, and he'll love it. I'd say one of his top favorites is cheese fries. Oh yeah, definitely cheese fries. That's a little bit of some of his favorites. Um, ooh, this is a good question. I'm still wondering when is Havoc going to make an appearance? But let's not talk about him now. Well, I could quickly answer that one actually, because I have been meaning to bring him in, and I have been meaning to bring him in a lot sooner, but unfortunately that hasn't really happened. I'm I'm planning on either before or during, which we all know that the Mayhem mark is kind of stalled at this point, but I do plan to bring him in either before or during the arc. And what I mean by before is because, the arc has just started with Mayhem, so nothing big has really happened yet, story-wise, because we are waiting on a few things to happen, make sure everyone has schedules open to do the next recording, stuff like that. But for Havoc, he can come in either now or later on during the arc, so you might see him quite soon. I'm mostly helping Dragon get ready because he's the VA of Havoc, so until he's ready, then yeah, we'll be able to have him show up. Um, Now he does have an avatar, which we are working on getting, but for right now, I do have a good placement model for him, so at least we have that covered. What is Saxton's favorite thing? It really depends on like what kind of thing. Hmm. I I guess two top favorite things of his no two top three of his favorite things in general wise would have to be listening to music, doing art, and oh, what was the other one? Uh, so music, art, oh, and video games. Those are the top three favorite things. So let's see. Oh yeah, does Saxton and Sarah have anything in common? Oh yeah, they have actually quite a bit in common. They're almost exactly alike, except for a little bit of a difference. The small differences is that um, Saxton is a little bit stronger. He's a little bit. He might even be a bit taller. I'm still considering if he will be or not because the men in my family IRL is actually much taller, and I'm the shorty. So I'm imagining he would be the tall one. His sisters would be the short ones because I have two brothers who are taller than me. Even if my younger one is young, my younger brother is younger than me. He's getting taller than me, so. I can imagine Saxon would be the taller one, so he'd be taller than Sarah. He, um, let's see. So, oh yeah, he's also more confident, whereas my character is more shy, a little bit more socially awkward. He is, but he's a little bit more confident. He's a little bit more able to, you know, fight if needed. He's able to do things that my character kind of holds back on. So, yeah. Ooh, what is Saxton's favorite game and show? Now that's interesting. For shows, he doesn't watch too much TV really anymore. It's more so movies. Uh, doesn't really have. Wait, I'm trying to think if he would have a favorite, because the thing is, he's just like me for the most part. So it's kind of hard to pick favorites because even I'm undecisive of a lot of things. And my characters are based directly off me, so that's why it can be difficult to answer. Um, but as far as games, I will say this. Um, like any Sonic games, racing games, like, with cars and stuff. He would probably be into the racing big time, actually, because of that. Cooking games, kind of like puzzle games, like, Tetris or, anything that has to do with puzzles. But he's more into like the action-packed, kind of like speedy kind of games, Not too big on the platforming kind of things. Uh, but let's see. Trying to remember what other kind of games. Even like board games that are not like video games, like, chess or I can't remember this one game, but it involves marbles and like these holes that you got to put them in. I can't really remember the name of what that's called. Um, but yeah, he loves different kinds of games like that, board games and stuff. He especially loves the board game Clue because, detective stuff. Um, but yeah, those are some of the games he likes. Shows, he likes anything that are like him and Sir are kind of like where they like documentaries, like they like dinosaur documentaries, history documentaries, just anything sciencey and stuff. Crime documentaries are a big thing that they enjoy. They like to learn the psychology behind, what the killers do and why. Um, so that's one of the big things that they like to watch. But yeah, documentaries, anything action packed, and Saxton is like a kid at heart. He likes watching like, Disney movies or something animated, like not into the adult stuff. He's not into some of the more live action stuff. He's more into like the animated stuff, Um, so that can kind of give you a bit of an idea because he's like a bit of a kid at heart, even though he's actually 25. So he's actually an adult. He might look younger for his age, but that's just how him and Sarah are. They look younger than their age. Ooh, your OC has a brother and sister bond with Sonic. When it comes to Saxton, is it the same thing with Sonica? Yes, it is. And actually, that's one of the things I plan to show in the future, is the bond between those two. So, whenever I'm able to bring them into like VR chat or in videos that just involve Sonica in general, I do want to show that kind of bond where I'm being Sonica and the other VAs being Saxon. So we'll get to see something similar to Sarah and Sonic. So, and they like to pick on each other, they like to tease each other and whatnot. So, Saxon would probably tease her about Alex, like, oh yeah, you and Alex going on a date, huh? So he's a bit more of a teaser. He's a little bit more confident in doing that than my character is. So, yep. What is Saxton's favorite sport? That's a good question. Even though he's not really able to play sports because he's always been held back because of his eyesight and his parents and stuff, um, him and Sarah both share a love for soccer. Like, soccer is just one of them fun games that you get to run around, kick the ball, and all that stuff. Um, and it's just action packed, it's energetic and stuff. So it's one of his favorite sports is soccer. So, hey Sarah, do a video where Saxon meets Sonic. Actually that's already happened. He met Sonic during the Scribble.io video actually that I posted a good while ago. I don't even remember how many months that was ago. But yeah, he met Sonic and Silver actually. It would be kind of cool to do more videos with those two, meeting up and stuff, so that'd be interesting. But yeah, he's already met Sonic for right now. Ooh, will Saxon meet your female Scourge in the future? Huh. Will Saxon meet your female Scourge? Yes, he will, if I'm remembering correctly. Uh, oh yeah, 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 he definitely will, because now that I think about it, um, Havoc comes from, well, my Scourgina's world because I will be playing my own Scourgina that was with Havoc at one point, but is now not with him. So there's like a difference there with Scourge and Mayhem compared to these two, because Havoc and Scourgina, which I might change her name by the way, they kind of have a bit of a different relationship. Um, it ended off differently, so. But yeah, Saxton will most likely meet her. I think that would actually be a very good encounter because she will be hostile and evil and stuff, and he will have to probably fight her or stop her from doing evil. So yeah, that's actually a good idea. I haven't really thought of that at first. Let's see. Does Saxton like Marvel movies? If so, does he have his favorite Marvel hero? Now, if I remember correctly, Marvel, I haven't really watched too many Marvel films, but I think if I remember correctly, I know I sound dumb for probably saying it like this, but I think Spider-Man's part of Marvel, right? And if that's the case, that's his favorite one from Marvel, hands down, because that's what mine is, and Sarah the Hedgehog's is too. So by far, Spider-Man movies all the way. His favorite is the second one, the train scene and everything. Favorite part, and he loves the villain as well. So hmm. Let's see. Does Saxton like music? Yes, he does. He actually loves listening to music, and it really helps him get through, doing art and maybe some detective stuff. Like it helps him do like a lot of different things. Sometimes he just does it to chill and relax. And he loves singing to it, even though he doesn't want to sing in front of people because he's too embarrassed. He gets kind of like, ooh, I'm embarrassed. Um, but yeah, he likes a lot of different kinds of music. He does not like the heavy stuff like metal, and I'm not sure how you say the other genres, because apparently one of the terms I've been told was incorrect, so I don't know. It's like where there's like a lot of screaming. He doesn't like that. Some rock music he doesn't really like. Uh, I can't really remember the other genres, but he's more of a like he'll get into the Sonic Frontiers music, like for example, like yeah, I might not like the screaming and stuff, but like if it's Sonic music, it's tolerable. But if it's like any other music, it's like nah, not really. So he'll listen to like video game covers, he likes Christian music, he likes trying to remember what other kind of music. Oh, country music especially. He loves country music. Um, that's some of his favorites. I can't really remember the other genres because I've kind of grown out of some genres, so I can't really pinpoint what ones that, you know, we would differ in. Because as I grow and develop, so does he, so it's a bit tricky. What kind of powers does Saxton have? Just like my character, he uses his gem to get his abilities and powers because he doesn't naturally have powers. He has like super speed and such. That's his main ability. Also, with his gem, he could do like chaos abilities. He can also use it to turn into like a different um, thing or creature or something. Like, for example, in some streams, I've come in as my character and she was like a little cat. I don't know if anyone has seen that, but if anyone has caught that in other people's streams, it's a rarity that I do that, but he could do that. Like he could turn into like a cat or something else. So he can do like a bit of a disguise thing. Um, he can do that. He can do fusions with his gem. Basically, everything relies on his gem. But if he doesn't have his gem for a certain amount of time, all those abilities will go away, and he doesn't really have anything. The only thing he'll have is enhanced speed, which is what every Sonic character has actually. So, yep. Let's see. I know Saxton is Sarah's Genderbent. Can you tell us what else is different about him? Well, his relationship with Nazra is different. He's more confident than my character. He's a little bit more willing to fight, if he has to. He's not gonna just go out and fight, but like if he feels like he really needs to, he will. whereas my character kind of holds back a little bit more because she's too afraid, she's a little bit too afraid to hit someone or fight, she's just a lot more afraid. He is afraid, but he's not nearly as afraid. So he's like a lot more confident, it gives him a little bit more ability to do things than her, He um he just has a little bit more confidence, I would say, is the biggest difference. Uh and also so that would make him stronger whenever he's fighting too. Um he'd be a little bit more willing to, let's say, if compared to him and Sarah training, let's say, because I'm going to do a training video with Sarah. uh Saxton would be more quicker to getting into the fighting mode than she would. So those are the main key differences, I would say. Um, if I think of any more, I'll bring them up. Yep. All right, let me try to catch up here. Ooh, yes. Actually, that's a good question. How do you feel about K-pop music? I had almost forgotten about that because yes, there is only a few a little bit I listen to, only like a little bit. So yeah, Saxton and Sonic the Hedgehog like a little bit of K-pop music. Which fun fact, if you guys know the Seven Menaces, they're actually based off a K-pop group. All right, let's see. Ooh, Sarah, what do you think about Saxon meets Amy? Now that would be pretty interesting. I would have to maybe ask Katie if she'd be up for it. Um, but if not Katie, I could always get like someone else to possibly fill in for that. But yeah, I think I would love to have Saxon meet the other versions of the characters because let's say he would probably know Alex Thorne and be like, "Whoa, Amy, you're way different than Alex." Because Alex, we all know him. Whenever Dark plays him, he can become a bit of a potty mouth or a fanboy, depending on what's going on. So, yeah, I would like him to actually meet more characters. Ooh, that is a good question, Venom. That is a very good question. So, if Saxton is Sarah's gender bent, does he have a werehog form too? Huh. You know what? You know what? That's actually a very good question, and I didn't think about that at the time. But now I actually want to design an actual werehog form. I want him to get a werehog form, and I think the easiest way to do that is if my character or possibly Sonica like infects him. I'm gonna ask if that's okay because I want to make sure it's okay with Darkbox since well, I, I like to go to him and make sure that things were okay. So, but yeah, hey, thanks for bringing that up because I did not think about that at first, and I think it only makes sense if he had a werehog form. Hey, hey, GIC in the chat there. Let's see. Hey, we got some Spider-Man fans. Let's go. Yeah, no, I'm a little bit back on the chat. I just like to see as many questions as I possibly can. So, all right, that one's already been answered. Yeah, yeah, that's correct there, AG. So he doesn't like screamo, death metal, hard rock, arena rock. Now I don't know what arena rock is, but yeah, it's stuff like that. He's not really into. If it's like any kind of rock, it might be the more older stuff. Like the more like he also likes some of the older music. Like I'm trying to remember the. I don't know if it's just 80s and 90s, but like it depends on what kind of songs and what kind of bands. But a few of those, like the older ones, would be some of his favorites too. Let's see. I mean, So AJ, you say I feel bad for Saxon because I sing a lot of hard rock, lol. Thing is, I mean, he wouldn't see anything against you for it. Like he'd just be like, not my cup of tea, but hey, if you want me to listen, I will. Because he's nice like that. He's like, hey, I'll take a listen if you want me to. Plus, he likes supporting his friends, even if it's not something he's necessarily interested in. He will always be there for his friends. So he's a very sweet guy. He's very sweet. Just don't get him mad because then he can get aggressive, just like Sarah the Hedgehog. So, and yes, that would confirm he has a dark form too, which you know what? That makes me think I should draw his renders with forms. I've done that with my character. Yeah, I can see a lot of people are thinking Saxton's pretty cute. Yeah, he looks pretty young, like much younger for his age, and so he does have a bit of that like I don't know if I should say baby face is the right word, maybe, but yeah, he is pretty cute. Like not in that way, but you know what I mean. He is he can be considered like adorable, and he gets a little embarrassed when people call him that. Like I can imagine Sonica would probably pat his head and call him adorable just to tease him, and he'd be like, I'm not adorable, like that. So, yeah. Ooh, will Saxton meet Tails? Actually, that's a good question, and I actually want that to happen. Yeah, I want that to happen because, since I play Tails, and I do want to bring more of him back as well. Him and then bringing in Saxon would be pretty cool. Plus, he would be more familiar with Talia than Tails. So, Um, yeah, I can answer this really quickly, Venom, for you. I thought some of the menaces were based off of stuff like DC operas. I mean, they're okay. Here's a funny story. They're actually based off the K-pop group Block B when they were doing an album where they dressed up as different villains. Some of them being from DC, some of them like Dracula, Captain Hook, stuff like that. So yes, they are based off them, but they also have inspiration from the K-pop group. So that's why they look the way they do, act the way they do, and also some of the inspiration came from my best friend who made her own like versions of this real life band and kind of like made her own characters based off them and the villains that they portrayed. So it's like a lot of inspiration put into one. Yeah. Hmm. Do you think Saxton and Sarah would like listening to BTS since they're pretty popular? Um, Honestly, I don't know. I know this sounds bad probably, but I never got to listen to them yet. I'm more into like I only listen to Block B. I need to listen to more K-pop because the Block B thing I got into because of my friend, so my IRL friend. Will Saxon meet Blaze the cat? If so, how will he react to her? Okay, that's actually a very good question because here's the thing. Sarah the Hedgehog and Blaze do not really get along. So I can imagine Blaze I can imagine Saxton and his counterpart of Blaze, which would be a male, of course, would not get along, and I'm pretty sure if he met Blaze, they as well would probably not get along. Um, because I mean, it's hard to explain the relationship because I do plan to show it from Sarah's world, like her Blaze, to show the relationship between the two, so you might get more of an idea of Saxton and like the one that he knows and how he would probably feel about Blaze. So if he interacted with her, he'd be nice, but she wouldn't be his favorite she wouldn't be his favorite person. Let's see. Oh, do you know Fanta? Well, if you do, is Saxton and Fanta together or not? They are not together, but I will tell you this. Uh, well, okay, how do I say this without spoilers? I have something planned for Saxton, but it doesn't involve Fanta. Now, he does know Fanta, he's really good friends with her, but he might have his eye on another person I play. That's all I'll hint. That's all I'll hint. Actually, I think I hinted it in the scribble.io thing, actually. But I won't spoil. Would Saxton be able to play an instrument? That's a good question. Much like me, he failed when he tried to. What I mean by that is, fun story IRL, and this would have happened for the characters as well. Back in school, tried doing violin, that didn't work out. Tried doing drums, that didn't work out. Tried doing trumpet, that didn't work out. The only thing that really worked out was the tambourine, but that's because that thing's easy. And also doing the recorder. If anyone doesn't really know what a recorder is, I don't know how universal they are, but they are almost like a flute, almost. And so he could do that. That was the easiest. Um, when it comes to the instruments though that he was trying to play, it was more so down to the people who was trying to teach, and they didn't really do the best job at teaching. So I think that's the issue with the trumpet. It's hard like getting the air enough to blow into the trumpet. So yeah, Saxton would probably get winded easily. Like if he was like running or if he was trying to blow into a trumpet or something, he would get winded easily. So he's kind of out of shape, I'll say that. I mean, he's a little bit more in shape than my character is. He actually has more motivation to do a little bit of more of a workout, but not too much different. Ooh, very good question. What is Saxton's favorite Christian slash worship band? Well, Sarah and his would be the same. It would be these two groups. Well, these are the two main ones. Two main ones. The top main most favorite band would be Brian Free and Assurance, and then the second one would be the Ball Brothers, and those are two real life groups, by the way. So yeah. Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna try to catch up with the chat a little bit. Would there be a boy Mayhem? Yep, that would be Saxton's anti Mayhem's Genderbent, which is Havoc. And I will tell you this, Saxton and Havoc has a lot of differences. So I will get to him though in a little bit because I want to start off with Saxon first, and then I will go to Havoc, and then y'all can ask some questions about him. Let's see. Hey, we got some Saxon fans already. Hey. So, I will tell you guys this. The VA I have now, that still needs to learn the character a little bit. Is if you guys remember Dodie, who usually plays like classic Knuckles and stuff like that. He's played Vector before. He's played Fang the Sniper before. He's played I think Antoine. Trying to remember the other. Oh, Zavok. Yes, Zavok. He's played quite a few characters actually, and so he's one of the VAs. But again, I'm getting more VAs so that just in case like one's busy, the other one can take over or something of the sort. The other VA that might like as long as he's interested still, will be if you guys remember Blade or Saiyan, um, the one who is playing Nazo for me. He will, you know, I'm gonna teach him the character, see if he likes it, see if he still wants to voice him, and if he does, you may be hearing, a few different people play him. But yeah, because me and him actually have a brother sister bond, so it would actually work out really well if I'm being honest. Let's see. Ooh, good question. Since Saxton and Sarah are almost exactly alike, since Sarah was friends with Nazo, was it the same for Saxton and Nazra? Okay, so it really depends if we're talking about headcanon wise or YouTube wise. Now, YouTube wise, we have. I made it different because I didn't want it to be exactly the same. Like, oh, Sarah and Nazra goes like this, and then Saxton and Nazra would be like this. Now, if we're if we're talking the headcanon wise, like the whole Nazra Genesis AU, it's not even the same as that even. It doesn't have a headcanon like that. And same thing with the YouTube stuff that I'm gonna be showing y'all. Um, Basically, she wanted to get that gem, but she never had the chance to capture him like Naza did with, Sarah, like the one back in her home dimension, that Naza, because she got stopped before she could do that. But now she's hunting him down, looking for his gem. She wants his gem for power because it has like a lot of power. And she doesn't like him, not at all. Now, if he had the chance, he would probably try to do what Sarah did to Nazo in her home dimension and try to befriend him, try to be like, hey, there's more to life than destroying things and stuff. Would try to do the same. But I will tell you this, it's likely not going to work with Nazra. I won't tell you why or how it's going to happen, but something's going to happen where Nazra hears about what happened to the other Nazo, and she's just going to be like, okay, no. She's gonna be different. So her and Saxton do not get along. He wants to try to get along, but she's gonna refuse to. So their relationship's gonna be a little bit different. Hmm. Oh, that's perfectly fine there, Tribla, because I mean, since I haven't really introduced Havoc just yet, that's fine. I mean, and plus, trust me, art takes a lot of time. Art is a lot of work, so I completely understand, and I'm very patient. So I actually forgot I asked about them. Uh, hey, thanks, Volts the Hedgehog, for the 199. First ever super chat. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Ooh, I know this is not a related question exactly, but how powerful is that gem? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's just say, now I know this might sound crazy and it might sound overpowered, but see, I like to balance overpowered things with flaws. So, both Sarah and Saxon's gems are this powerful. Basically, take a good majority of the energy from all the seven Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald and put it together. Basically, I don't know if who here has seen some of the videos with some of the explanation from Sarah, but she had explained how she had a friend named Jeremiah in the past, and he saw how defenseless, vulnerable, and scared she was, especially of bad guys and getting hurt. And so, as a gift, because this guy used to like her and stuff, uh, he made a gem. He was able to use the energy from all the emeralds, put it into one like little gem, and then he was gonna give it to her on her birthday. Unfortunately, though, Eggman got wind of this like by sensing the energy on his trackers, came to get it. Unfortunately, he took him out, and so Sarah took the gem and ran because he told her to. Jeremiah told her to. Um, and so that gem is very powerful. Now, since he died before he could tell her about the gem, how powerful it is, what it can all do, Sarah, as well as Saxton, is very, like, unaware of how powerful it really is. They have not even tapped into any percentage of its power. Like, only maybe 1%, maybe 2, I don't know. But no way have they been able to fully grasp the full amount of abilities that this gem can grant. So it might be overpowered, but in no way do they have much knowledge on how to use it or how powerful it is, like its full potential. So it's not like they're gonna, be an overpowered kind of character. In fact, they're very underpowered because of how unknowledgeable they are. And this is why it's so dangerous for like Mayhem going after the gems, Nazra going after the gems, Nazo going after the gems, because they can sense the power and they can use that potential. That's why it's so dangerous. So, yeah. Hey, thank you, Quick Draw Productions, for becoming a member. Hey, thank you. Which that actually reminds me, I do plan to do more for member stuff. I have not got to it yet. A lot's been going on, IRL and stuff. But I promise you guys, I will definitely get to membership stuff because I am not just gonna, make memberships and not do stuff. It's just been stuff's been getting in the way. But I really do appreciate everyone who has become a member so far. And I do want to try to do something special if possible. So thank you so much. Yup, yeah, that's right. That's right, Venom. Yeah, that is powerful, and that's exactly why Nazo and Nazra wants the gems, and that's why Sarah and Sack. Oh, hold on, before I continue, I just noticed we got a guest. All right, add to stream. Hey, man. Sorry, I didn't see you pop in.
Nah, it's okay. How's it going?
It's going good, going good. Got a lot of questions about Saxton so far. Welcome to the stream.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, everyone, this is Raditz. Yep. And
Hi.
the reason we have him on stream because I'm having it exclusively for like me as well as anyone who might be VAing. I shouldn't say VAing, voice acting for Saxton. So yee, and just wants to learn more about him. So yeah, but yeah, the stream's going pretty well here, Raditz. So got a lot of questions here and stuff. Just explained how powerful the gems are that Saxton and Sarah have actually.
Alrighty then.
Yep. So, oh, hey! Thank you, Volts the Hedgehog, for becoming a member of the channel. Thank you. Hey, greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Hey, that's perfectly fine there, Venom. No need to feel sorry about not being able to become a member, because honestly, you guys just watching and supporting the channel in any way you can, even if it's not money related, that's all that really matters to me, is just being able to create a community and get to talk to you guys. So, yeah. Ooh. Question for Sarah. Will Saxton ever meet Dragon or Blade? I mean, that kind of depends on Dragon, but that would be kind of interesting. I wonder how that interaction would go.
It'll go like any other meeting. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How strong are you?
Yeah, probably. Uh, but it is basically canon from what I was told that my detective Sarah basically knows Dragon, I think, if I remember correctly. And so if that's the case, that'd be kind of funny if he stumbled upon like Saxon be like, "Oh, hey, Sarah," and he's like, "Hmm, wait, hello?" And then Dragon's like, "Wait, what? Who are you? You don't look like Sarah. Name's Saxton." That'd be kind of funny. Yeah. That'd be funny. By the way, Raditz, have you got the chance to watch the beginning part of the stream? Just wanted to see.
no, I don't think I did. My bad, I was a little occupied before coming here.
That's all fine. But yeah, if you ever want to rewatch the stream, or if you ever have your own questions about the character, feel free to ask. So yeah.
I mean, for the moment, I think I'm pretty much mostly caught up from what I've been hearing.
Alrighty. Let's see. Let me see if I can find any other questions. Ooh, does the gem have to recharge like the Chaos Emeralds because it's made with the same power? Hmm. I mean, I guess you could say like if it's used too much, like too much energy, it can kind of drain and not be as powerful or give you like a form as long or something like that. So it might just need to be given some time to relax a little bit, not use so much energy. But if it's too low, you might have to kind of go near the emeralds to maybe get a little bit extra of that energy. So yeah, I would say in a way, yes, in a way. So hmm. Also, Raditz, there's actually a lot of Saxton fans already.
Uh,
Yes.
I mean, is it really a surprise? It is the gender bent of your character.
You know, it's funny. I actually like Saxton better than my character, even though he's literally the same character, just a little bit different. He's just like a more confident version. uh, yeah, because
I mean, I
even
think
Venom
that's another way
says,
of saying gender bent. So yeah.
true. Even Venom says, also, this stuff about Saxton is pretty cool. I hope to see him in the future. So, yee. Hey, I see Chilled in the chat. Hello there.
Hello there, chill.
Yes. Ooh, I know we haven't got to the Havoc stuff yet, but I can definitely answer this for you, True Blue. Question: If Havoc, uh, if Havoc, I don't know if anyone asked this before, but is he in a relationship with Genderbent Scourge or Scourgina? I'll tell you this, he used to be. And the reason I say used to be is because, well, let's just say they were together, then the Scourgina that he was with is like, okay, you've got to be loyal to me, otherwise we're gonna have problems. Because just like Mayhem, Scourge is a, I know, not Scourge, Havoc is a complete ladies' man. You know, he will go out and do his thing with other people, come back, and Scourgina is like, okay, either it's me or no one else, or else you're going to be kicked out of here. So she literally would say, you know what? You keep it up, I'm going to kick you out. And Havoc basically says, you can't do that because I'm leaving. Bye. And he left. So basically, they're not in a relationship anymore. They're basically bitter exes. So yeah, that's a bit of a difference there. So yep. So basically, Scourgina's single at this point. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna need to find a guy who's gonna be loyal to me." So, yep. Hmm. I'll read this, but like the questions are more so for the gender bents of my character, not necessarily me as a as myself, but E. So Volts the Hedgehog says to Sarah, I remember subscribing to you and being your 10,000 can't speak today. 10,000 subscribers. Speaking of YouTube, what made you want to be a YouTuber slash VA? You're an amazing inspiration to everyone. Keep being cool. Hey, thank you. Glad I could be an
Oh,
inspiration. That's all I really want to be, honestly. I don't care about the money. I just care about, sharing ideas, uh, being an inspiration, and just entertaining. The YouTuber VA thing, I guess I can answer real quickly because as like memberships, I do have a responsibility to answer membership questions, especially as a perk. And so, what kind of got me into the YouTuber VA thing? Like back when uh I would say I started watching Jules, like the one who does Shadow the Hedgehog, much earlier on when he was doing like his little Minecraft series and maybe even earlier stuff. But the Minecraft series is what really got me. And I saw him role playing with like his friends and how they did their videos, how much fun they were having, and I'm like, man, I wish I could do something like that. But I was kind of like that really self-low, like low self-esteem kind of person who was just in the audience, didn't really know how to go about being a YouTuber. And so I never really pursued it. But later on, funny enough, uh, Darkbox had seen my art, messaged me, asked if I wanted to do emotes, and then also asked if I, wanted to be his friend. So I agreed, and because I thought that was cool, my mind was blown. So over time, we got to, gain trust in each other and this and that, and eventually I was like, these guys are great inspirations, and maybe he can give me some advice. And I wanted to do a character that no one else was doing. So I actually started off as doing Bell, the Tinkerer. And so then I asked if he could help me. He did, gave me some tips on voice acting and stuff. And basically, with his help, I was able to get into being a YouTuber. So I really have thanks to give to Speedy Blue and Jules. So yeah. Hey, we got people saying they want to see Saxton again. Nice.
Well, he will be making his debut soon.
Yeah. Which I really, really do want to bring him in soon. Oh, True Blue. Actually, I would say I feel bad more for Scourgina, because Havoc was the ruthless one there. He's like, "Teh, you want me to be loyal? Bye." He like leaves. He doesn't even care. Whereas Scourgina is like, "Man, come on. You could have made this work if you just were loyal." So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, actually, funny enough, Amani, I just said actually that it would be funny if Saxton would meet Dragon and they thought he was Sarah. That'd be funny. Because I can imagine a lot of people would confuse. Actually, that's a good point. Yeah, I can imagine Sarah and Saxon would often get confused, even though, well, the only way they would kind of obviously tell which one's Sarah's because of the dress, um, but those two they would kind of get mixed up because IRL people often has mistaken me to be a boy when I'm a girl. So, um, yeah, I can imagine the same would be for him. And he's like, I'm not a girl. He's like, dude, stop it. So, I can imagine that would probably happen. People would probably mistaken him to just be my character, but wearing a shirt and pants, like I sometimes actually do, rather than a dress. So he's like, "Oh, hey, Sarah," from the back, and then he turns around. Really? People are mistaking me to be a girl again? Oh no. Uh, so that's something to keep in mind. I actually didn't think about that at first. Also, I'm gonna take a look at Discord real quickly because I want to keep an eye on time for the recording I gotta do.
You still have a
Hmm.
few minutes, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's I see. I think it takes place in about 27 minutes. I gotta start getting ready. Oof. Well, I guess in that case, y'all can mix the questions between Saxton and Havoc if you want. So, yeah. I could change my profile picture to remind you guys of what Havoc looks like. So let me do that. Let me figure out how I change it. Alright. Edit avatar. And there is Havoc. Alright. Oh, wait. Not yet. Oh, there we go. Yep, so this is what Havoc looks like. Yeah, some nice spiky hair.
You're already having a good few questions about Havoc.
Oh boy. And you got a good point there, Silka Doom. Everyone confuses that Tails was a girl and he's a boy. Yeah, so I actually relate to Tails on that level.
I don't even think people confuse. I think people just make jokes out of it just because of how he sounds and acts.
True. True. That I'm not sure. All right, here's an interesting question. Has there ever been an Enerjack incident in Saxton's world? Um, that's a that's a good question because I've never really thought of Enerjack, and anything that's gone on, but there may have been an incident because like the stuff that I kind of imagine with all my characters kind of have a mix between like Archie, the modern game kind of lore, like it's like a mix of everything, kind of like what Darkbox does with his stuff. He kind of mixes everything together. So there
Hmm.
may have been an incident, though Saxon probably wouldn't have directly interacted with said person. Ooh, to Sarah, what is Saxton's favorite color? Just like Sarah, his favorite colors, well, two main favorite colors, would be blue and purple. What does Havoc like to do best? Cause Havoc. No, literally.
Hence his name.
Yup. Yeah, he loves to go out, cause like pain and destruction and stuff, and um, here's the funny thing between Mayhem and Havoc and Sarah and Saxon are so alike, whereas you got Mayhem and Havoc that yeah, they're alike, but at the same time they're pretty different. How they're different? Because he's a lot more willing to be violent, a lot more willing to actually go out, hurt, and cause havoc and cause pain and stuff. Mayhem's more of the big talk kind of thing, whereas he's the actual action and doing and talk as well. So he has a bark and a bite, whereas she just does the bark. You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense.
um, yeah. So he's a lot more um as you can tell from his picture, unlike Mayhem, he's even willing to get piercings. He's willing to take some pain too. Whereas she's like, no thanks. Let's see. What does Havoc? Oh wait, what powers does Havoc have? Well, just like Saxton, naturally he doesn't have anything really, except him and Mayhem, Havoc and Mayhem, both have their own enhanced speed, but they're faster than Saxton and Sarah. They're a little bit faster because they are a little bit older too. They're like 2 years older than both of them, so they're about like 27. Um, both of them. And Sarah and Saxton are 25, about to go on 26 in April. Um, so for powers, they have a, a very enhanced speed. But that's why they're actually after Saxon and Sarah. They want to gain more power and abilities, so they need those gems. So actually, if we had Saxton and Havoc in the same thing, which I do plan on having more interactions between those two, um, where Havoc and Saxon would probably fight. Havoc wants his gem and wants to gain power so that he can actually go super and stuff like that. So, because Havoc leaving Scourgina, he has no access to the Anarchy Barrel now. So, yeah, he's gonna need some way to get stronger. Hey, I see Chris in the chat. Hello there.
Hello there.
Yes. Let's see. Oh, trust me, he's not a good anti. He is a very bad anti. Like, he's worse than Mayhem. Let me tell you how worse he is than Mayhem. Mayhem, yeah, she'll flirt and go out and be with almost any guy. She does have some standards. Um, but she does draw her limits. Havoc, on the other hand, yeah, he'll go after almost pretty much any girl. He does have his limits. Like, for example, if Rosie flirted with him, he's like, yep, no, I'm out. But he's so messed up. He'll even flirt with Mayhem. Yeah, that's how messed up he is. Even Mayhem will get
Goes to
freaked
show
out,
that
like,
he'll go for anybody.
right? He's like, hey, who better to love than myself? And she's like, ill, get away from me. Because she has some standards. I mean, Havoc will even insult her like, "Oh wow, you want to do this little good deed when you could be the big daddy and stuff." I won't spoil in what I'm referencing to. You guys will have to wait, but he will say that in the future. He'll actually try to break her down emotionally because he thinks she's being a coward, being lame, being so that's kind of that's kind of how Havoc is. He's a lot worse. And again, he's a lot more violent, a lot more willing to do crime, a lot more willing to kill. Yeah. Let's see. Um, what is Havoc's favorite music genre? Kind of opposite to Saxon and Sarah, where they don't really like the hard rock and stuff. And, you know, well, AG said that Screamo is a term, so I'm just gonna use that just as a
It
filler.
is.
Yeah. The
I would
Screamo,
say
like
screamo or like heavy
basically,
metal, like anything that's like very
yeah.
loud and rock sounding.
Yeah, so any of that kind of stuff, Havoc is into. Like, he's not really the country guy. He's not really like Saxon is. He's not really the, he doesn't like Christian music. He doesn't like, think of anything opposite. He's not gonna like it. He's just gonna be like, nah, I like my hard rock, kind of thing where I can like headbang a little bit, it pumps him up, it gets him ready to do some crime and destruction. So, yeah, and he likes rap too, so sorry about that, Chris. I'm only having it be like a me and VAs for the character kind of thing going on here. But maybe next time I do a stream, you can join. Also, the stream won't be too long, anyways, because I'm gonna have to hop off here to do a recording in a little bit, anyways. So, yeah. Oh, to Sarah, funny question. Is Mayhem still scared of Fleetway's Sonic? Yes, yes, she is, because she was terrorized by Fleetway because he brought back her past. Now, I could emphasize on the pet. I'm gonna have to give a sensitive warning to this because the past was the same for Havoc too. Um, so a little bit of a sensitive warning if you can't stand sensitive topics, scary topics or something like that, you might want to leave for about a few moments, a few minutes, maybe, I don't know,
Mute the
three
stream. No, I'm just kidding.
for that. Yeah. So your warning is there. You can leave now. So I'm just going to quickly explain this. So Mayhem and Havoc both had the same exact past where basically since, antis and everything, the mom and dad were not the best. They kind of were neglectful and stuff. They didn't like do anything bad necessarily. They were just very neglectful. Um, but Mayhem grew up, and Havoc as well, grew up being, the good kid, being the one who was doing stuff with their life. They weren't being a couch potato. They weren't just wasting their life away. They actually worked hard and stuff. Kind of like normal Sarah and normal Saxton. They were basically like them for a time, but here's the difference. At first, the relationship with well, Mayhem's brothers, Havoc's sisters, were first good ever since they were born. But as they got older and started impressing their parents more, even though they weren't trying to impress them, the parents just were like, "Hey, we're proud of you," kind of thing, and they started showing them more attention and affection. Whereas Mayhem's brother, older brother, and Havoc's older sister, which ironically enough, her name is Sarah, Havoc's sister. Uh, actually, no, yeah, but I need to think of her anti-name. But for right now, I'll tell you Saxton's older sister is also named Sarah, but I'll explain that later as to why. But anyways, so Mayhem and Havoc first had good relationships, but as they were starting to impress their parents more, then the siblings got bitter to the point where, and remember, sensitive warning, you might want to leave now. Uh, let's just say Mayhem's older brother, Havoc's older sister, uh, got so jealous to the point they had an argument and killed the parents. And right in front of Mayhem and Havoc, and right in front of the younger sibling as well. And so Mayhem, fearful of her life and the younger sibling's life, you know, tried to escape, but of course the older brother kept her trapped, kind of made her a slave in her own home, kind of thing, until one day she was able to escape with her younger brother. Same thing with Havoc, but with his younger sister. So they escaped out on the streets for a while until someone came along, Scourge, or Scourgina in this case, for Havoc. And they were like, hey, looks like you're struggling. I could bring you in and teach you how to be a real fighter, how to really defend yourself. So, desperation for protecting themselves and their younger siblings from the older sibling, and also wanting to get, a new home and be able to defend themselves better because they had to kind of like grow a backbone and become kind of rough out on the streets to protect themselves. Um, they were like, okay, yeah, I'll take it. I'll come with you. And Scourge and Scourgina both taught, Havoc and Mayhem to become the more ruthless people that they are now, actually. So that's why they are the way that they are. And one reason why they hate their good counterparts so much is because they're jealous of their lives. So Havoc hates Saxton because he's like, you had a better life than me. How dare you? you know? And again, sensitive warning, because there's some realism to this story for Sarah and Saxton. Their lives weren't perfect either, because theirs were kind of opposite of Mayhem and Havoc's, where instead of things starting off good, it started off bad and then got better over time. So here's what I mean. Sarah and Saxton, when they were younger, ever since they were born, older siblings were jealous, were trying to be dangerous. Thankfully, the parents, protected them as they grew up. Over the years, things got better and kind of mellowed out, and then they stopped being so dangerous to Sarah and Saxton. So now things are a lot better. Yeah, they argue, like any siblings, but Sarah's siblings and Saxon's siblings aren't trying to kill them anymore. So they actually had a bad start, but things got better, whereas Mayhem and Havoc experienced it later on in life. So that's the difference. So yeah, that's a good point to make there, Rat. It's that Saxton's older sister almost tried to kill him as a baby. Uh,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because again, it has some realism to it, but yeah. Um, and that is a fun fact. Saxon's older sister is Sarah, younger sister is Mary Noel. Where these names come
Hmm.
from, I asked my parents where, like, what would the names be of us if we were all, born like, the boys being girls and me being a boy. So, and then they gave me the answer. So, yeah. Sorry if I'm rambling. I know I'm kind of tight on time. So,
No, you are completely fine, Sarah.
yep. So, let's see what the chat has to say because I was kind of not looking at the chat while. Let's see. Yeah, you're not wrong. Saxon's sister be like there can only be one, but that was at first. But now it's just kind of like they bicker a lot because, well, siblings, but it's not like they're out to try and kill them anymore. So, yeah. And that's why Mayhem and Havoc hate Saxon and Sarah because it's like, yeah, you might have had it rough at first, but you didn't actually lose people in the end like we did. We're jealous of your life. We want it. So, yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, the thing with Havoc and Mayhem, though, their siblings are still after them. That's the difference. And that's actually one reason they're going after the gems. Not just to gain power and stuff, but to protect themselves and their younger siblings against their older siblings. So they actually have a kind of a good reason, kinda. Like, part of it's a good reason. Not fully, but part of it is a good reason why they want the gems. So, yeah. Yeah, so. Also, let me check the timing real quickly.
It is 2 minutes till 8:20.
Gotcha. Alrighty, let me see. Just keeping track of time so I don't. Alright, yep. Okay, so we can. I could probably take a few extra questions.
Alrighty.
Hmm. Hmm. But yeah, I know you were mostly here, Raditz, for the the Havoc part of things, but so far, what do you think of the like Saxton character? Like kind of like from what you heard so far. You there, Raditz?
I'm still here. My bad.
Oh, it's okay. I was just double checking. I was just wondering, like, what do you think of the character so far?
Honestly, it's really informational. Now I know what to expect later.
Hmm. I know you were here for most of the Havoc part of things, but like Saxton, there was like a lot more answered about
I mean,
Saxton in the
I
beginning.
caught a few things. I caught a few things about Saxton. So if anything, I can just look back at the stream. So yeah,
Yeah.
nothing to worry about.
Hmm. Yeah, he's basically just basically my character, but you know, male, and he's a lot more confident. So like, yeah, he's a little bit shy, but it's mostly like around new people. It's kind of like how I am, like socially awkward around new people, and then once I get to warm up to them, you see me like this, all talkative and whatnot.
It's all right.
Yeah. E. So basically, however you see me, that's kind of basically the gist of things. So,
I mean, it
yeah.
can't be too hard.
Hmm. So, yep. Hmm. I'm just looking at the chat here. Hey, I'm glad that you guys think that Saxon's pretty cool. Yeah, I honestly like him a lot better than my character. I have no idea why. Maybe it's his design. Maybe it's just the design is better. I don't know.
I mean, we all like our characters for reasons, some more than
Yeah,
others.
true. Very, very true.
Hmm.
Yeah, Amani is like, Saxton is way past cool. Yeah. Actually, I would also like to try something real quickly, for the stream, for future streams, if that's okay.
Hmm.
So, chat, I also want to test this with y'all. There's actually a new feature I see on StreamYard where I can actually add background music. I almost forgot about it. I was, I want to try it out real quickly, and then if you guys can hear it, I might start playing it in the background, for future streams. So let's see.
Alrighty, go for it.
I'll put on, I'm not sure how you pronounce this, lo-fi or lofi. Uh, Let me turn down the volume first, so that way it's not too loud for you guys. 'Cause I don't want it to be blasting. Uh, and then I'll test it out. Oh, come on, volume. All right, so I'm gonna start playing it now. You guys hear the music? Please let me know in the chat. Oh, I think it paused. Did it?
Oh, I hear it.
Oh, you do. That's weird because it only played for like a moment.
Hmm.
Huh.
I can hear it.
All right, maybe it just doesn't play for me for some reason. Oh. All right, I'm gonna mute real quickly because I wanna also hear it on stream.
All right. Hope everyone here in the stream is having a good day.
Oh, there's the mute button. um, do you think that the music is too loud, or do you think it's just right? Because it's kind of loud on stream,
I
but
mean, to me, I
then
think it sounds fine.
Because I started it off kind of low a little bit, but I might lower it just in case. There we go. Yep, so I can play that for probably the rest of the stream, just see how it kind of goes, and then maybe in future streams I'll play the music some more. So that way you guys have something to listen to as well as whenever we talk. So yeah. So let me see, how long do we have left? So we can take we could take a few extra questions here, guys, before I have to go, because I think I have about 4 or 5 minutes.
5.
Yeah. So, and if you have any questions, Radis, so I can emphasize more on the character, feel free. Yes. I'm gonna change this back to Saxton here. Come on. It might change. Actually, I'm wondering if I'm able to even play some different kind of music that's not just from here. Oh, is Saxton with someone? Actually, no, not yet. He does have his eye on someone, but he's too shy to kind of go about it. So, that much I will say. I'm not gonna spoil who, because I kind of want to surprise you guys. But yeah, basically, well, actually, Raditz, if you want to know, I can tell you.
Go for it.
Okie dokie. I'll put it in the private chat. There you go.
Okay.
Yep. So, but I mean, again, he's kind of too shy and stuff to really approach her and stuff. So, it's like an iffy thing if he will or not. So, because he's kind of, just very very shy, about relationships especially, because in the past they didn't turn out so well. Because just like me IRL, I give him reality in his character, and he's been cheated on many times. Oof. Yep. So is the Genderbent universe the same story-wise as the mainstream, or is the backstory completely different? So the majority of his past that is the same as my characters, like normal Sarah's, goes as far as like, growing up to kind of, with siblings that, like, his sister, just like Sarah's brother, tried, offing them early on, but then over time the relationship got better. Basically they were always bullied in school, the outcast, but yet they grew to accept being an outcast and actually being proud of it. They both have bad eyesight. That is a fun fact about him too. He just like my character, he has the bad eyesight and everything. He can be, so it can sometimes make him clumsy and stuff. But he's kind of, he basically has a very similar personality. He's a little bit more confident. So he was a little bit more willing to do things than my character, like, Sarah the Hedgehog. So, a little bit more willing to take risks, not like big, daredevilish kind of risks, but, other things that normal Sarah would be a little bit too scared to do. Like, let's say, test the fear of heights, for example, because he actually has some fears of his, one of them being heights. He does not like heights. Actually, let me pull up my little thing here. I can actually give off what some of his fears are. Where is the info? Here it is. So he doesn't like heights, he doesn't like flying, like on planes and stuff. He doesn't like the dark, he doesn't like spiders or any kind of insects. Uh, I mean, some are exceptions, like lightning bugs or something like that. It's a little bit more harmless. He also doesn't like being alone in general. He gets pretty paranoid. And what I mean by being alone, I'm not talking about relationship-wise. I'm talking about like just someone needing to be in his presence. Because like if he's on his own, it's kind of like he starts to get a bit paranoid. Like, I just heard that creak in the house. What was that? So he can be a bit like that. He likes company. He likes being around people. He likes hanging out and stuff. So. Um. Oh yeah, I don't know if you heard this yet, Raditz, but him and Sonica have
Mm.
like a brother and sister kind of relationship. So, yeah.
I mean, that sounds about right, since Sarah and Sonic have the same thing.
Mhm. Yep. So they might tease each other a bit. They like to goof around. Just being best buddies and stuff. They like to race too. They like to sometimes race each other, even though Saxton's like, I know I'm gonna lose because you're the fastest thing alive. So. But then regardless, they like the
Mhm.
race. So, yeah. Also, fun fact: him and Sarah don't cuss. They don't like to swear. So, yeah. So you guys don't have to worry about that. I know sometimes I do get comments where it's like, "Stop swearing." Like, it's not usually to me. It's mostly to if anyone else is on stream or in videos. But for Saxon, you won't really have to worry about that. So.
Mhm. He is a
Mhm.
pure-minded, innocent little being.
Yeah, yes, very innocent. Sometimes even certain jokes, we all know what kind of jokes I'm talking about, goes over his head a bit. A little bit, yeah. He's like, why do you guys find that funny? And then they would just laugh at him. Like, what? So, I mean, some jokes he would know, of course, because, they get obvious over time, but some other jokes, like,
Mhm.
huh? What? So a bit oblivious. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think of an example how I can kind of differentiate how confident he is compared to my character. Um, I guess one way would be, ooh, this is probably a good example. Let's say they're going up against an enemy. My character would be a little bit hesitant in using the power of her gem, because again, she doesn't want to hurt anyone, and her fear kind of controls her to the point where it's hard to move, hard to do anything. It's kind of like she's frozen like a deer in the headlights, and like he kind of gets that way too, but when he knows that there's a heroic moment going on where he needs to step up and actually do something, he will do it. He's not going to be nearly as scared as her. Like he might have fear, but then he turns it into bravery and he's like, "All right, time to handle this." So, whereas she might be, let's say they're working together. She might freeze up and he's like, "We've got this." Like he'll be optimistic. He'll grab his gem, bam, goes super. And then he will charge and go at that person, whereas she would be a little bit more hesitant, because he knows, okay, this person's a danger. As much as I don't want to hurt anyone, if I'm gonna protect people in the end, I gotta actually act and not just hold back because I'm scared. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna feel bad about it, but I gotta do it. So he's a lot more confident in that regard. Oh, does Saxton like soccer? Actually, I answered that earlier, but yes, he does. He likes soccer. It's one of his favorite sports. Yep. I will say one of his least favorite sports is volleyball. And maybe also um like baseball or anything with like kickball or anything. Cause let me tell you a little thing about the eyesight that he has. The kind of eyesight him and my character have, it's especially hard to control with focusing. Um, so there's two main, very rare conditions that they have. First one is called aniridia, which is the lack of an iris. The iris is your colored part of your eye, and so they just have dilated pupils. That's why you only see like this big black, eye that you see me draw them with. They don't have any colored part because they don't. Um, so they're dilated pupils, naturally dilated because they bring in a lot more light than the average person. And so things are a lot brighter to them. So, like, for example, if Saxton went outside and it was snowing, he'd be blinded by the snow because it's so bright, especially if the sun is shining. Because that's how it is for me IRL. As for nystagmus, which accompanies aniridia, it's the constant, uncontrollable movement of the eyes. So like if you look at me, if you stare me straight in the eyes, you'll see my eyes kind of like jiggle and move. And even if I try to focus harder to keep them still, they'll move even faster because they are going against my control. Like I cannot control my eyes moving. So it can be eye straining. So Saxton gets very eye strained easily, and stuff. He gets headaches from it, and stuff. Might lose his place in reading. Again, like with kickball and stuff, he might miss the ball because it looks like it's over here when really it's over here. Because the eyes moving makes the image that they're seeing move. So, that's basically the two main conditions he has in the most simplest way I can describe it. So. Oh, has Saxton met Shadina? Yes, actually, yes he has, because that would be the quote-unquote shadow from his world. So he would have met like Sonica, Shadina, all the main people. Now, let's say if like some of my friends who control Shadina and all that didn't want them to know Saxton, I could just say that they forgot him because they've been gone and away from him for so long, they might have just forgot about him. But it really all depends. Alright, so I think I only have time for one last thing, but it's not going to be a question, so I think that would be the end of the questions. I'm going to say one last thing. So, for a little bit of an update, what I'm going to be doing with Saxton is, where is he now? Well, I would say after the Scribble.io video, he probably has been out in the modern zone, the one with Sonic and all that, not in his zone, not in his Genderbent area. He would be trying to find a place to stay for now, like an apartment or a house or something, trying to find a job because he's in a new zone because he had to leave the other one because of Nazra's presence. Because he knows she's after his gem, so he's like, I gotta get out of here. So that's why he goes to my character. Because he's like, hey, I need your help. You helped me fight her last time, so I need to stay in your zone a while. Which is why he came there. So he's probably looking for an apartment, a house, something like that. So that would explain where he's been. Like he's been trying to work up some money, get a job. And I think the first thing I'll do, if it's like a video and VR chat wise, maybe, they might meet at a coffee shop. That's like the perfect place to meet. And they can kind of catch up there, talk a bit, and maybe he could be like, yeah, I'm kind of in need of this and that. And my character could be like, I got you. I can help you with that. Just like a small video, wouldn't be too long. It would just be kind of like a catch-up kind of thing. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So hopefully that was pretty informative, and yeah, so pretty chill stream, I would say.
Indeed.
Yeah. And I do hope to do like more streams as like in reference to other things. Like I've been planning to do streams of Q&As for like the menaces, like just the menaces in general, because I don't know how much of their backstory I'll be able to show, but so I can at least do that through a Q&A maybe. But yeah, I definitely want to do more of these if the viewers are interested. So
Hmm.
so yeah. Oh,
Alright.
who plays Saxton? For right now, I have like okay, so the VAs still have to learn the character first, so it's not like he's gonna be coming back right away exactly, but for right now it's going to be Dodie and Raditz if you're still interested, then Raditz here as well. So yeah.
Trust me, I'm very interested.
Nice. Yeah, because I like to make sure that the VAs are interested in the character. Because if it's like a non-interesting character, it probably won't be too fun to play. So,
Hmm.
yeah. Yep. But yeah. So that there concludes the stream for now, y'all. So hope to see you guys next time, and look forward to that EXE and Fleetway stream. I know it's been pushed quite a few times, but that couldn't have been helped. But it will eventually come out as well as other streams, so just keep y'all's eye out. So yeah. Anyways, Radis, do you have anything to say before we end it off here?
If anything, I would just say thank you for having me here, Sarah. This was a lot of fun, very enlightening, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how far we go with Saxton when he's out.
Yes. And like later we could also discuss the voice, because I mean it shouldn't be too hard, I don't think. But yeah. But yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, actually,
Sure.
one last thing I wanna point out. This comment. Glad
Mhm.
I caught a stream. This was really chill. Hey, I'm glad because to be honest, chaotic streams can be fun, but sometimes just having a chill stream is nice. Just once in a while to calm down from all the
Indeed.
chaos. So yeah,
Yes.
I want to do more chill streams. So yeah, glad you enjoyed y'all.
Mm.
Yeah, I keep messing up. Glad you enjoyed y'all, and we'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.